Welcome back to My Hero Academia Anime Review, episode number 214. We're here reviewing the 152nd episode for the series, together with Shoji, which adapts chapters 170, 171, and the first 10 pages of 172. Mm-hmm. And this will be the... Yeah. So, with this being the 14th episode of the season, which means we now have 7 more episodes to go. Mm-hmm. Yep, 7 more. And based on my calendar, I'd say we'll probably finish up probably by the end of next month. That's probably when this will be finished up. Yes. Yeah. But the only thing definitely we finish by the end of the month will be Failure Frame. Now this episode, we do see now. Here's the thing: this episode focuses on mostly Tentacruel, Ansem Voice, and Present Mike. These three are the primary characters of this episode. Characters like Deku, Froppy, Ochaku, they're in a flashback. They're not in the main story because they're not there for the battle. Excuse me. Deku is in the coffin of the sky at this point. Actually, they say he is before he arrived at the battle. And Ochaku and Froppy are still on the island. So, in the case of Menta, I believe, if I remember correctly, I think he's over at one of the other battles, if I remember correctly. So, basically, the episode after the recap mentioning, this whole sequence takes place while Deku was trying to get the coffin in the sky. So, the heteromorphs start attacking police officers in this episode. Yes, who are there with riot gear. Because, of course, they're attacking. And they're all led by Spinner, who, he's in his bulky form, which people have probably called this Spinner on steroids. Because that's literally what he is. He's acting like a kaiju monster, because Japan loves their kaiju monsters. And he's drooling and he's not controlling the quirk very well. So, they're just rampaging and, of course, barging through, causing a lot of destruction. There's this one particular person who's got like a crab. Oh yeah, Rocklock's here too. No, not this one. Nope. I'm trying to find him here, the actual name of the character. As for who this guy is, basically making all this stuff, he's the PLF advisor, this crab man. Yeah, the whole thing occurs, and they show a flashback of why the Hinamores act this way. Because, of course, this is an allegory for racism. Because, of course, they look different, and people get beat up because it looks so creepy. I think it's their monsters because they look different. And I say this is an allegory racism because it is. That's basically what it is. It's like, I would say this is equivalent to the racism, not the real life racism per se. This is equivalent to the racism from Marvel Comics in relation to the mutants. That's basically what the Heteromorphs are. They're basically the mutants of the My Hero Academia universe, where they are persecuted by random humans, though there is no terrorist group, basically. There's no groups like the Friends of Humanity, the Choir. Yes, that's what it was, a group called the Choir. The Purifiers. There's nothing like this organized group here. Just random people attacking just because they look different. So that's motivation here. The PDFI is basically is like encouraging him. Spinner is just drooling in its giant size form. So Anima, yes, Anima, he's attacking his masses ripped apart, and they call him basically a city person and sort of a traitor because he's a hero. And then Tentacruel goes up. Now, I love to give him a lot of development in this one episode. And we actually see what's under his mask. Like, under his mask, he's got scars, like near his face. You see the scars at the back of his neck. And that was due to him being beaten as a child because he looked different. Not by his parents. No, his parents didn't do this at all. It was his neighbors who did this just because he looked different. And what kind of also causes too is when he helped save a little girl from being drowned in a flashback. And her apologizing to him for now who this person is in the flashback. Let's see. Well, we do see the ordinary woman. She's here too in the flashback as well. But as for who this person was who I think it was just some random girl that Tentacruel basically saved. Yeah. Now, the thing is, this girl was never named in the anime, and all because that he saved her, he got beaten. Just because he saved her. Actually, no, it's not because he saved her, because he looks different. Yes, that is mainly the reason for this. Mm-hmm. And they point out here that the bigotry may have basically not in the city, but it is in the suburbs. Yes, in the villages. Yeah, and we go for Coda as well, where his mom is a heteromorph, but his father isn't. And the reason why he wasn't persecuted as much she was, well, see, his father stood up to the bullies who basically poked fun at his mom for having horns, and his mom basically encouraged them to where let your horns be to find you, and of course his health develops and take on the advisor who makes his horns go big. It develops horns and basically uses his anti-voice power to basically beat the crap out of the guy. Meanwhile, though, Tentacruel basically has some really good stuff here. He basically gets a ton of screen time this episode. And him and his fight with Spinner, and apparently Spinner also has a second quirk given to him by All for One. A scale quirk. Which makes him more like a monster than he did before. And he fights him and destroys his club he has. And he mentions before what happened during the Paramount War arc, the previous arc that started the previous arc, the page for this one, where the hero, when they basically broke into Central Hospital at Jakku, they actually evacuated all the patients from the hospital before they basically went to the basement of this place. Which I gotta admit, that was actually a really smart idea to do, because they're supposed to be heroes. By the way, Rocklo's in the episode. He does a little bit. He's criticized. Like, you would think he would say something about the whole bigotry because he's black. But no, he says nothing about it. Now, I think that may have been a missed opportunity in the part of the creators of this episode to do that, give us some extra lines related to it. But my guess is probably the reason why they want to delve into that, because that basically deals into real life racism. Yes, real life racism that basically no one wants to deal with right now. Yeah, I get the fact real life racism is terrible, but the thing is, the way people treat the last few years, it's just really stupid. Really, really stupid. It just, how it's done. Moving on. I'm not going to talk more about it. It's those real life stuff. I'd rather not get into more of it. So, this thing, you just open the can of worms related to that. I'm not going further than that. I'm moving on. So, the episode ends a really cool note. We have Spinner smash the doors of the hospital, ending the episode. Excuse me. Episode was really good. High praised Ian St. Clair for his role, for his crew performance in this episode. And Anima. Yes, his voice actor. Let's see. His voice actor is Greg Ayers. He also did a fantastic job in this episode. And plus, I love his little growing horns. It's interesting, though, that because these two are xenomorphs, that's what they classify them as, that these two, by the way, they actually asked to participate in this battle. Yes. Because, of course, well, the main reason why, because they overheard from the ordinary woman, which they, here's the thing about this woman, they've never given this woman a name. Like, as soon as they mention about him, All Might knows exactly what they're talking about. And, well, they know the Xenomorphs are coming, so, yeah. How them to persuade him, of course, even the stuff they said, they still proceeds and persists on because the advisor is encouraging him to do terrible things. And, of course, basically, Koji proceeds to use the birds to beat him up. Because he deserves it, because he's basically being a bit of an idiot. Yep, but great episode overall. Can't wait for the next episode. And with that, basically, for that one, I have 7 more to go, like I mentioned. So, that's pretty much a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit the dislike button. Well, of course, basically, I do have a comic corner to worry about. And, well, you probably think, do I have time to work on, basically, Fairy Tail 100's Quest? No. I sadly do not. So, I'm going to do the comic corner and call it a night. Yes. I will probably first start with when I get home from work, because I got tomorrow at 3. I will probably start on, well, I will probably start on Ultra 7 first, because I want to do it today, but I want to get these anime done first, but I still wasn't having all of them done. I got 2 done, which is nice, but it just time. Like right now, I'm looking at the clock right now. It's 10 o'clock, and I probably have to go to bed in like less than an hour. So I'm just going to do the comic corner call at night. Yep. So I'll see you in a bit. Bye.